Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina show. I am your host, Tina Thompson. Looking forward to sharing with you the guests that I have for the show today. One of them, it's about music, and the other is there's a production coming up local. And the first one is Clarence McCoy. He happens to be the director of the Lancaster Community Chorus, and they have something coming up, animal crackers or something like that. It'll be fun. You'll just have to watch to find out about that. And then I have the one and only A. Victor Jones, artistic director of Ohio University-Lancaster's theater, and they have a production just around the corner. Folks, so many great things happening, and I get to bring them to you, so don't go anywhere so you can find out and maybe get to attend and support one of those programs. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Clarence McCoy with me. He is the director of the Lancaster Community Chorus. First time.
Yeah, first time I've been on the show. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, did we do radio back in the day?
I think so, probably.
Maybe at least once.
I've done
maybe
so many.
I know.
Yes, exactly.
I like you.
Yeah. I'm old. I don't remember. Yes.
You know what? It is what it is
Yeah.
sometimes. Well, when you meet so many people and you do so many things, it's just
Correct.
like, and it's not out of disrespect, of course, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point that we did talk before,
Sure,
but of
right.
course, I do know in the last couple of years you've not been on the TV
No,
show.
that is correct. I have not.
So, but we've got so many great things just to talk about
Yeah.
with you and the Lancaster Community Chorus and what you've got going on. Thank you for reaching out to me because, again, I am one of those people where there are so many things going on all of the time.
Sure.
Let me know, folks, let me know what you've got happening because I can barely keep my own personal calendar
Sure,
straight.
absolutely.
But I
Yes.
love what we've got going on. And
Oh,
I wish
yeah.
I had a brain to remember and know every single thing. But how many years has the Lancaster Community Chorus been at it?
We started in 2012, and in this iteration as the Lancaster Community Chorus. It actually grew out of two other what we call legacy groups that happened before. Immediately prior to Lancaster Community Chorus was the Celebration Singers that had been around for 20 years. And then before them was the Unity Singers that were around for 25 years. So after 45 years of developing, we moved into this different format that we call the Lancaster Community Chorus. Started we did a Christmas concert in 2012, and that was our very first performance. Just kind of changed the format a little bit. We changed to an audition group. You have to audition in order to be in the chorus now. We changed to a chorus that just does a certain number of concerts every year, practicing just a few weeks prior to each concert instead of going every week, which the previous groups had done. And we found that has really worked well. We've had a lot of people reach out to be a part of that, and is working well for us. So.
How many people do you typically have in the chorus? Are there only a limited amount?
We make sure we're balanced. It's soprano, alto, tenor, bass, mixed chorus, so we try and make sure we're balanced. We do auditions several times a year to make those work. Right now we're a little smaller. We shrank a bit during the time of COVID. Not everyone is back yet. We're singing with about 60 for this concert. Last concert that we sang before the pandemic began, we sang with about 90. So yeah, it's a good sized group. Very good singers, and they sound amazing. They really do.
Do you happen to have a date for your next auditions set yet for folks who
we will
hearing this that
yes.
you're down in numbers?
This will be a little bit different because we schedule around the Easter holiday. So what we will do is the week between Easter and our first rehearsal, which is the following week, the 24th of April, we'll schedule auditions during that week.
Okay,
So
how would they contact you?
They can contact us by emailing us, which is lancasterchorus@gmail.com. We're on social media, both on Facebook and Instagram, or our website, lancastercommunitychorus.com. We'll have that information.
Clarence, what inspired you for your love of music? I know some folks, it's just in their blood.
Sure.
Even if you can't sing like me,
Yeah,
it's in my blood.
Yeah. You know, I've always been someone who enjoyed music, and I come from a family. My grandfather was a country music radio disc jockey, traveled around the country, had his own band, performers. A lot of family members from that side are musicians. My father is a guitar player and a singer, so always there was music going on. And then when I started in school band in Amanda Clear Creek many moons ago, and Miss Nancy Blakemore was a music teacher there and did a fantastic job of inspiring me to want to do that. And I did that all through. I actually started in college as a physics major, and I came home Christmas break, and my father said, you know, the only thing you're talking about are your music classes. And I said, you're right. That's what I'm enjoying. So I changed my major to that, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So.
You know what? You're sharing that wonderful story there, and I'm thinking to myself, I remember my music teachers like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many folks who
Sure.
are even watching think about it. How long
Yes.
it would take you to remember your music teachers?
Yeah,
It didn't take
I'm
me
still
long at all.
friends
I'm like,
with several of them. Nancy was the
Yeah.
first one. Tom Young was a high school band director. Michelle Kuhar was a high school band director. I'm still friends with them. Still see them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm way back in elementary school. I'm thinking Miss Johnson and then Miss Cummins, who's Mrs. McCready.
Right,
Who,
right.
yeah, it's
Yes,
just like,
yeah.
you don't forget them.
No,
and
that's
you know
right.
why?
Yeah.
They're the fun class.
That's right, exactly.
Well, to a degree. I mean,
So, yeah,
yes,
you work,
yeah.
but you have fun.
You do
Yes,
work when you get
yeah.
a little older. They do make
Yeah,
you work
yeah,
a little
right,
harder
right,
than what you
right.
do in
Yes.
elementary school, but at the same time. So you continued to do music then. You
Absolutely.
went out of high school.
Yeah. Out of there, got a degree in music education. Worked for Coil Music and then Sweet Man Music for a while, and then took the job as worship and music director at First United Methodist Church here in town. I've been there almost 25 years, be 25 years this July. So I've always been doing things musical. I've worked with Otterbein College and various high school programs, doing instrumental and vocal stuff. So it's been a varied career.
What has been your favorite about it so far, Clarence?
You know, I really enjoy, I do the school stuff, and I like that too. My biggest thing is I really enjoy helping other people make music. As much as I'm a performer myself, I was a trumpet major in college. I love doing these community groups and my church choir where you help people to come together and express their own musical abilities. And that's the best thing for me. That's what I like. Yeah.
And that's one of the things you probably get to do with the Lancaster
Sure,
Community Chorus.
it absolutely is, yeah.
How do you do that? Me not knowing much about the music world in that regard.
Sure. Everyone brings their own level of talent and their own abilities. What I try to do as a director is kind of unify what we're doing all together in the case of working with a chorus and a large chorus as we have. Everybody brings their own way of doing things, and we kind of have to, in order to sound good together, we have to unify what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So I bring together what I like to hear. I help them find the type of sounds that I like for them to make. And just work to unify things and polish what they bring already. And it's just amazing the sounds that the groups are able to perform.
Typically, what kind of music do you guys perform?
Well, we are all over the map.
I like that.
Yeah, we do 3 concerts a year, usually one in November, one in March, one in June. We do themed concerts. Each concert has its own theme, and then we select music that fits within that. Sometimes we do some heavy-duty classical stuff. Sometimes we do pop stuff. We do, and everything in between. Sometimes we have like people in the group who can sing solos or perform on instruments. They will perform as part of the concert. It's always it's different every concert you come to with the Lancaster Community Chorus. So.
How do you decide on what theme is going to be the next theme, or did your mind always?
Yeah, my mind is always working that way. That is how I'm wired. And then I have some friends and some folks within the group that are always making suggestions. Hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And sometimes I tweak that idea to make it work. Sometimes there's a particular song that, man, I really want us to sing that. So I will pick that, and then I'll pick a theme that will fit within, and then find
awesome.
other stuff that goes. Yeah, and that's how they come together. So,
yeah. Are you always listening to new music?
Always. Yeah.
Always. Yeah. So is that how you know? And I mean, like for instance, you said sometimes it's pop, sometimes it's classical.
Yeah.
You just will hear a new song and you'll be like,
I do.
That's the one.
Exactly. Sometimes I just hear a song in some setting and I think, well, we got to find that, even if we have to have it written for us. Other times I look through, there's new music being written all the time specifically for groups like ours.
Yeah.
And I look through the good arrangements that are coming out and I find ones and I think, well, that's really good. We have to do that. Yeah.
You know, with theater and things like that and productions, there's always got that copyright thing. Do you guys have to be careful and strict with that as well?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to follow the rules of copyright.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we purchase a lot of the music that, since we purchase professional arrangements, they come with permission to perform.
Perfect.
When we record that type of thing, then you have to pay for mechanical rights and things to do that.
Yeah.
We do our best to follow all of those rules to the best of our knowledge.
Just make it your own with the voices that you have and the
Exactly.
singers.
Yes.
Excuse me, and in the chorus. So what production do you have, or do you have coming up?
We have coming up on March 27th, our second concert of this season, and it's called Animal Crackers. And it's an unusual concert for us in that all of the songs have to do something with animals. That's the only thing that ties them together.
Animals.
Exactly. And the title comes actually from, there's a couple of sets of songs by a Los Angeles-based composer named Eric Whitaker, called Animal Crackers, and their settings, each one of them is a set of 3 Ogden Nash poems. And Ogden Nash was an early 20th century poet who wrote humorous verse, very clever, lots of wordplay. So each of these, this composer has set 3 of these poems to music and tried to do so in a way that the music portrays the character of the animals that are being talked about. The lyrics are very clever, and the piano part works well with that. So that's what I wanted to do, those 2 sets of songs. So that's what brought the concert together as Animal Crackers, and then we searched for other songs having to do with animals with a big variety within the mix. Yeah.
Okay, on Sunday, March 27th.
March 27th at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so there's one,
There's only one concert. Yeah, that's it. Sunday, March 27th at 3 o'clock at the Crossroads Ministry Center, which is on West Fair Avenue, 2095 West Fair, right by the Lancaster Campground.
Okay.
There are tickets for the concert. They are $10 each. They can be purchased at the door. They can be purchased in advance from any of the chorus members. There's information about getting them if you go to our website, LancasterCommunityChorus.com, or on Facebook or Instagram. Posters there. There's a phone number and all that stuff.
Okay, perfect. Favorite thing overall of everything that you do?
Of everything that I do, gosh, boy, it's tough. I have a wonderful career where I get to make music for a living. People pay me to make music. That's as good as it can be. So that's a good thing. And putting together programs like this and allowing people in our community, in this awesome community in which we live, come together to make music, that's as good as it gets.
Awesome. So hopefully folks will make it out. They can purchase the tickets, www.lancastercommunitychorus.com. Also, if anybody has any questions, Clarence, how would they contact you?
Again, through the website, through social media, lancasterchorus@gmail.com, email, all of those things work.
Perfect, exactly. If anybody is interested in finding out about the auditions and things like that, again, exact dates and times. You probably post those up on the website and Facebook, social media and stuff as well. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Best of luck, and I want to know what's happening next. Folks, don't go anywhere. I felt like, as I was talking to him, I've done theater, and so I've got production in my head. I'm like, no, it's concert. It's concert this time. But we've got musical coming up, and I've got coming up here in just a minute, A. Victor Jones from Ohio University of Lancaster Theater. It's Down Home with Tina.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And we looked around, and I said, there's our bank, right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here. They're conversant. Customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Artistic Director of Ohio University-Lancaster Theater Department, Victor Jones. And Victor, you always, and I know I say this every time you're a guest, you've got things going on all the time, and I just love it. I love your energy. I love what you've done with the theater, at Wagner Theater at OUL. The kids, and what I think is one of the biggest compliments I would imagine for you is when you have students that keep coming back.
Yes.
And you do have students that keep coming back until they can't come back anymore, right?
But then sometimes I invite them to come back as alumni.
And you have one of those in your upcoming production.
We do, and we now have a second one. 2 OUL theater alumni who are coming back to be in this production. So that's Connor Dougherty, who plays the role of Tito Morelli and Beppo, the bellhop, and Jesse Cunningham, who plays the role of Max.
Aww, and the upcoming production of?
A Comedy of Tenors, which plays March 31st through April 3rd.
Awesome.
Tickets available now.
That is right. So how many folks are able to come that you open the doors to? Are you guys still kind of careful for the COVID thing and all that?
Well, we're good now. Some things have been lifted. So we can increase the amount of people in the theater. We're just going to space them out a little bit more.
Okay.
But it's pretty much open to anyone that wants to attend, up to probably 200, 250.
Nice.
So it's about half.
Okay. So tell folks, what is a Comedy of Tenors?
Well, it's a hoot. It's everything wacky that you ever can imagine. If you remember back to the Carol Burnett show, sketch comedy, the old Sonny and Cher show, how silly that was. Early days of, if you think about I Love Lucy, Here's Lucy, the Dick Van Dyke Show, any of those early comedies where sometimes it's just a little bit over the top, that's what this show is. And it's a lot of fun.
I just wonder how many people are watching and are like, sometimes that's what my life feels like.
Yes.
And when that happens and it's like, it seems like it's a little over the top and you go, only me, or does this happen to everybody? And who knows? And this would be fun because maybe we can laugh at ourselves.
Oh, you will. You will. And my
that.
life is over the top every day, and everyone else said, "Do you always have to be so dramatic?" I'm like, "Sorry, don't mean to be."
It's like I'm really not trying to be dramatic. It's just like it's my life.
It's just the way it is.
It just happens. It's like,
it's just that. Yeah.
But doesn't it make life more fun and more interesting though?
But I get tired of defending myself. Saying it's just the way it is.
We just go with it one day at a time. No. So share a little bit about some of those who are the actors, the characters.
Yes.
Production.
So we did a show called Lend Me a Tenor back in 2014, which is kind of part 1 to this. So if anyone saw that show, those characters are now in this show. Those characters have been transported to 1936 Paris, France. And during this time, we're having a concert for the 3 tenors. 3 tenors in the show. They're going to perform at a famous soccer stadium. Mistaken identity, hijinks, madcap comedy. All that ensues as we're trying to put this concert on in 1936 Paris. Lots of doors opening and closing, slamming, lots of running around, singing, sometimes good, sometimes it doesn't go as planned. You know,
so. Is that on purpose or not? It is.
Maybe.
Maybe
we're still rehearsing those big arias and those numbers where sometimes those high notes, the boys are like, oh, you know, so they're, you know.
So I just had Clarence McCoy on at the other part of the show, and I was telling him before we got started, I go, I love music and I can't sing, but when my dog kind of cowers down, then I know I hit a wrong note. So that's kind of what you're saying, right?
That is. Sometimes during rehearsal and I'm watching them and I'll go, oh, because they hit a wrong note and they just look out and see, Jones is howling again.
He's howling again. So what is it like for the cast working together for this? Has it been a blast?
This is a great script. Ken Ludwig, the playwright for Comedy of Tenors. I've done three of his shows because his scripts and his playwriting just seems to suit me because it allows me to go over the top with comedy. The last time we did a Ken Ludwig script, we ended up taking it to the Kennedy Center American College Festival as one of the regional finalists, and that show was Moon Over Buffalo. I just love working with his material. It seems so effortless and simple when you're watching it, but every step, every nuance is choreographed. Comedy is staged so to the numbers. 1, 2, 3, joke, 1, 2, 3, joke, 1, 2, 3, move. It is that way, but you'd never know it in the actor's scripts. It's written in there. And so someone always says, well, what's harder, comedy or drama? And everyone thinks drama's harder. No, comedic timing is really masterful, and all the greats will tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. And the students that are in this, you said a couple of the alumni
Yes.
that have come back for it. Because I did meet them, they just seem like they are having an absolute blast. And when it seems like they are having it, they've got to be also on stage. I mean, I know it's work, and it is, you've got to remember your lines and your place to be and the staging and all that.
And I said, if you're on the borderline and you see the actor you're working with, and you're looking in their eyes, and you can see that they're almost ready to break character because you're so funny, you're doing it right.
Perfect.
So then you have to make sure that character, the other person, can hold it together. So we've had a lot of fun during that rehearsal process.
Has that been the biggest challenge?
It is.
Not breaking
it. Is. And the stage manager, Abby Reeves, and I sit at the table down front, and we just laugh and laugh and laugh, and and it never gets old because they're experimenting and trying new things during the rehearsal process.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when is this going to be again?
March 31st, Thursday, through Saturday, April 2nd, 7 p.m. Okay. Tickets are available online right now. They will be available an hour before each performance.
Okay.
Also, Sunday, April 3rd at 2 p.m. There's also a matinee.
I was going to ask you if you were having that still. Okay,
we do,
good.
and it's general admission, $12. That's a good deal.
Yes.
And $10 for students and seniors.
Yes.
One of the best bargains for theater in our community.
Absolutely, especially when you're directing it. I'm just saying,
That's nice.
It's true, though.
Nice.
You just got it's great.
And I think this is show 41, 42 of the main I think it is. Somewhere up there.
You have to have a huge celebration for when it's your 50th show. Because that's big.
I hope I make it.
Where are you going?
I don't know. You can get tired.
It's your birthday. You can't go anywhere. You got to meet another one. It is, folks. It's his birthday. March 26th, his birthday. Birthdays are the best thing.
It is.
I tell folks, you know what? Some folks don't make it this far. So you are going to be back for the next, how you said, almost, so 10
We're
more.
41,
How long?
so 9 more shows. We'll at least get there.
So, yes, you will.
We
Because
will.
you're not retiring.
No,
You can't retire now, not before you're 50th.
No.
Then I'll cry. I'll be like, no, Victor said he is going to be there.
We'll round it off at 50 maybe, and I'll be back.
And then you'll be back after that. Theater is in your heart and soul, is it not?
It is. And it's eat, sleep, breathe, 7 days a week. It's always on my mind. I had an idea for the show just a few days ago, a really great idea. It was 3 or 4 in the morning.
Of course.
And I woke up and I said, oh my gosh, this is so good what I'm thinking, what I want to do. So I jumped out of bed, I went to my script, sat in my living room, and went through the entire script of these ideas that I had because I couldn't get back to sleep. And I wanted to write it down. Once I did it, put it back on the living room table.
And this is your 41st one, and it still hasn't stopped.
Hasn't stopped.
That's passion.
I'm also teaching in Athens now, which I really enjoy. I'm teaching Acting Fundamentals 2 down there. I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's been exciting to go down there and teach on that campus also.
Yes, don't leave us.
I'm not leaving you. I promise.
We've got a couple of minutes left because I want to talk about the summer production for the Lancaster Festival musical. What is it?
Well, it's Rent the Musical. We've just cast it. When you think about groundbreaking, changing things in musical theater on Broadway, Jonathan Larson, who, Andrew Garfield's in his movie that's playing right now, Tick, Tick, Boom, was one of those artists, one of those musical theater artists. And there were so many failures before he got to this mammoth of a show, Rent. We've just cast the production. Auditions were amazing. So many fresh new faces. Mm-hmm. It's going to be one of those moments at the Lancaster Festival where people are going to say, wow, I saw this in our community. Aww. What talent on that stage. And the songs and the passion of the people performing. It's going to be one of those moments where people in our community are going to say, I can't believe I saw this. Or, I saw this when. And they're going to associate it with a day or time.
Yes, and your name's going to be there too. I know it's not all about that. I know that but that is really, really cool that you have built such a reputation that you can get these playwrights, these scripts for productions and musicals.
People from all over Central Ohio are in this show. So you have people from Chillicothe, Columbus, Dublin, Worthington. We have some people who came in from the auditions, 1 or 2 people who were in school in New York at the time.
Wow.
They came in, but they live here in Central Ohio. But they came back the weekend of auditions just so they could audition.
I love it. Victor, but we've got less, I know, than a minute. What else would you like to share before we get out of here?
Come see the show. Tickets are on sale. A Comedy of Tenors, OUL Theater. The phone number, 740-681-3343, 3353. Go to our Facebook page. Click on the link. You can buy tickets there.
Okay, but you wouldn't want to wait just in case this...
Don't wait, because you never know, we may go back to limited seating, but right now it's kind of freeing up.
Yes.
But we do say limited seating at this time, 100 tickets, but we're kind of flexible on that at this time.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And folks, I know he's always got stuff going on, so he's going to be back eventually.
I hope so.
Absolutely. Yes, and happy birthday to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down In with Tina.
Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs.
It was a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors. I just want to thank you folks so much for taking the time to tuning in and watching the show and sharing it if you get the opportunity to. I also have a few different ways that you can watch the show. You can watch it on Facebook, CLN, Your Hometown Connection on YouTube for those who aren't on the social media side of like Facebook, and then also on Spectrum if you subscribe to the cable channel, Spectrum 1021. So I have a little positive quote that I just wanted to share with you this week, and they're called the 7 Rules of Life. And the reason why I wanted to share them with you is because it's what I try to apply to my life on a regular basis. One of them, I have a picture here that I have on set, and it's called Choose Kindness, because I believe that being kind is very important, and that is the first 7 rules of life that I have is be kind. Another thing is something that I love to do, and it is smile. I think smiling, especially when you have something to smile about, but we have to train our brain to find something to smile about sometimes. We have the gloomy days of January, February, and now we're March and almost into April, to where we've got spring around the corner. Walk outside, listen to the birds sing, and smile at that because it's so worth smiling about. Don't give up. Don't compare because everybody's journey is different. Avoid negativity. That is something that if I hear, I call it drama. Some drama is not negative. It could just be funny. But if it is negative, just run away from it as fast as you possibly can. Also, make peace with your past. Folks, there are going to be things. We're not all perfect. We have to make peace with it and let it go. Also, take care of your body and mind. That was something that my fellow that I just interviewed last week who turned 99, take care of you. Go to the doctor. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll use one of those 7 rules of life and apply it today. If you haven't, do it. God bless. Till we meet again, it'll be next week. Good day.